Amantes del cine, seguramente se preguntarán qué es lo que está pasando con mis videos, los de mi carnal y el crew. En su momento daremos más detalles, solo quiero decirles que las cosas están cambiando un poco, pero lo que no cambia es que en cada entrevista, película que vemos y lugar que visitamos, estamos pensando en ti, en hablar de cine en tu idioma y entretenerte en el camino. Por eso, seguiremos publicando los cinevlogs que tanto te gustan. Hasta nuevo aviso en este canal. Si las cosas cambian, de volada te avisamos. Mientras tanto, nos vemos en el cine. Y disfruta de la entrevista que le hizo Pepe Arch a Jennifer Connelly y Logan Lerman durante su visita a México promocionando la película Noé.
Bienvenidos al close-up de Noé y estoy con una mujer hermosa, with a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
Welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
Estoy con Logan Lerman. How are you, man?
Good, man. How
Nice
about
to see you again.
Good to see you too.
No. What did he say?
He's going to destroy the world.
Your character is the most important after Noé. For me.
Okay.
Could you tell me about your character?
For me too.
Yeah.
You know? I play Ham. I play Noah's middle son. I would say he's a very inquisitive young chap. He's got, you know, he questions everything. He questions his father. He's kind of stuck between, you know, two ideals and two father figures, between Tubal Cain.
Well, you know, it's interesting because when you read the Bible, you don't really learn anything about Noah's wife. And Darren had written her as a very, very virtuous, devoted, loving mother and wife.
Yeah.
And I think that we also, you know, wanted to portray her as a very strong woman and industrious woman.
He's becoming a man. He's trying to figure out what that means. And more than anything, he wants a lady. He wants someone to love. He wants a companion. So
Yeah.
that's Ham.
Can it not be averted?
Man corrupted this world and filled it with violence. So we must be destroyed.
A great flood is coming. We build a vessel to hold the innocent.
So you're back with Darren. How do you feel about that?
It was a wonderful opportunity for me. I was very excited to work with him again, and it was really wonderful for me to see him at the helm of a project of this scope and scale, you know, and I think he did an amazing job.
Amazing director.
Yeah.
He's you know, hands down, easily, I'd say one of my favorite filmmakers, and to work with him was a really special experience.
Can you explain me about what is the meaning about these big rocks?
Well, they are they are watchers. That they're in the Bible. You know, in the Bible it talks about the fact there was a time when giants walked the earth, and that is how they were imagined by Darren and his creative team.
What do you want? Did you really think you could protect yourself from me in that? It's not protection from you. I have men at my back, and you stand alone and defy me. I'm not alone.
The set was extraordinary. It was one of the most elaborate sets I've ever been on. You know, they built, it was very important to Darren to build not the ark that, you know, they make in like, you know, toy versions where you have like a little houseboat. It was very important to him to make.
The scale of this movie is huge. It's unreal when you walk onto the set and you see this amazing, you know, design from the production designers of this, you know, huge arc, and all the green screens and all the, you know, the water pipes for the rain above, on top of all that, and it was just insane. It was huge.
The ark, you know, because the dimensions of it are specified in the Bible, so he had made an ark of those dimensions, and it was extraordinary. It was an extraordinary set to work on. So we had a lot of support, you know, when we were working on the film, from that location that, you know, we were filming in.
Snakes are coming too?
All that crawls, all that slithers.
What do you think about taking these subjects of the Bible and religious things? Do you think it's risk for the people, for the audience?
Well, I think that these are stories that have been told for thousands of years. They're stories that are timeless and universal. I think they're some of the most important stories that we have to tell. And I think that throughout history we've seen people depicting these stories over and over again. Probably for that reason, because they are so much part of our culture and our history and our heritage and our beliefs. So I think that they're, you know, wonderful things to make films of. And I think that, you know, it out of necessity, because in Genesis the story of Noah takes only a few pages. Out of necessity, Darren had to imagine what might this have been like for Noah and his family. What might it have occurred, you know. Yeah. I think it's done in an informed and respectful way, and so I think that there's nothing that contradicts what's in the Bible, even though there are things that aren't explicitly stated in the Bible. Yeah. And I think that believers will find the ideas and values that they hope that, you know, that they come to expect from that story reflected in the film.
Remember, Noah, he chose you for a reason.
Take the ark!
So if you have the opportunity to talk with Nama, what would you say to her?
I'd probably just ask her a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I mean, about her experiences, about her life, about, you know, what she went through, and yeah, and watch.
Ham is your character, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you have the opportunity to talk with him, what do you say to him?
That's a good question. Here's the thing, I know everything about him, so I don't really have a lot of questions for him.
Yeah.
But I definitely have a lot of sympathy for him, and I understand him very well. So I can't say I have a lot of questions for him. I don't, because I know him so well. I know him inside and out.
The choice was in your hands, Noah.
Begins.
If God calls you and say, Logan, the world is end, there's gonna be a big flood, you have to save your 5 favorite things from the world. Which things you will save?
People.
That's tough, man. I don't know if I can do that. It's a tough task, you know. Noah's tasked with some pretty heavy-duty stuff.
This is, you know, this is what's interesting about this film. You know, think of these. It's a very complex film, and I think, you know, what an enormous task. You know, what a burden to have to endure.
Off the top of my head, it would be my family.
Yeah,
and that's
of course.
That's 5. That's 5 people. So
that's great.
Yeah, it'd be them. Yeah.
You know, Noah's doing what he's been asked to do by God, but you know, what a sacrifice. It's really harrowing. So I think it makes for some very powerful drama.
¿Sabes qué, puto? Nos hiciste un puto favor, cabrón. Ojalá te pasaran cosas culeras más seguido, güey. Porque así te vas a la chingada, güey. Nos libramos de tu pinche jeta de chango mamón. Pinche pendejo, güey. Hace rato estaba escuchando. Ah, es que no me cambié de casa. Pinche chiste pendejo.